Have you ever cheated on the person you love? Why? All the people commenting here to be needlessly cruel instead of answering your question. I did. Love of my life. I was depressed and drinking a lot, and my mental health was in the toilet. I thought something different would make me happier, and I didn't want to hurt him because he is the best man I know. This is not an excuse. There is no excuse, and I will regret it for the rest of my life. I deserve the hurt I feel losing him. I ended up ending things with him and never told him because he deserves better, and he is happier now. Yes. In 1993, she cheated on me first with my supposedly best friend. I chose the obvious get-even route of cheating on her in return. Needless to say, the subsequent divorce in 1994 didn't resolve the issue. I still think about my first wife to this day, and wonder what if. It was truly a turning point in my life at that point, and was a major course correction for me and my outlook on the future. I didn't get involved in another long-term relationship until 1999 as a result. However, I got married in 2000 and remain so in that relationship to this day. Celebrating 24 years of marriage this year. Nope, everybody I knew who cheated seriously regretted it. I don't want that to be my story. I got a great wife, the world can have everyone else. In Skyrim I was in a loveless marriage with a woman in Windhelm. I was mainly with her for the house tbh, she was kinda a bitch. Like one time I was hungry, do you have something cooked up? And she went, I should be the one asking you for things. Then I met a 20,000-year-old vampire princess named Serana who was actually pleasant to be around. Thank you everyone for being there for me. This is my first night in my house alone. I have been with this man for 5 years. He is my first true love for sure. Today I was talking to a woman we both know. I was describing the night we had yesterday, how my breath is constantly taken away by this guy. How I've never felt so secure. I told her I came home from work yesterday to candles lit, the setup for my usual back massages. He dipped strawberries, and had a lineup of movies for the night. I woke up today and cried because I was so in love. I couldn't believe that for 5 years this guy has shown me this love. And the woman I'm telling breaks down into tears, because she had found out a few days ago what he had been up to. My heart shatters every time I think about it. I've had multiple exes cheat on me and actually said it wasn't anything I could have done to prevent it. They also still wanted to stay in a relationship and say they were in love with me despite cheating. Here were some of their reasons and their wordings from memory. X1. I want to marry you one day, but we are so young and I wanted to have my cake and eat it too. He cheated on me one time to my knowledge. X2. I did it because I was insecure. You are better looking and everyone tells me I'm batting above my average with you. I also hate how every man stares at you wherever we go, even hand in hand, and still don't care. I wanted to feel attractive to other girls and not just by you. He cheated on me throughout the entire relationship. X3. We weren't officially together. Mind you, I had met his whole family, gone to events with him, held his hand everywhere we went, and he spoke about having a future with me. We were 24 at the time, so didn't think we had to do the whole "are we official yet?" thing, since I thought it was self-explanatory. We also discussed having deep feelings for each other. Anyway, he cheated on me on a holiday, and when he got back he hits me with the "we weren't official, but now that I'm back and got it out of my system, will you be my girlfriend?" LMFAO skull. So there we go. Abuse. I was 15, he was 26 when we first started dating. I didn't know how to get out and had tried multiple times to leave. I was tired of paying for everything and being told constantly that I was cheating, so I figured if I was going to do the time for the crime, I might as well. Sadly, it took another 20-something years for me to choose better men, but I'm finally there. I did. It was ego. It was what's the grass like in the other garden, and it only ruined my lawn. We tried to move past it, but it just didn't fit the same afterwards. About 63 times in her dreams. You can love and care about people but not be compatible. You can love and care about someone and be emotionally immature in many ways. You can love and care for someone and be afraid of admitting or be too blind to understand any of the above. You can love and care for someone and still be unhappy. Any one or combinations of the above usually cause people to cheat. Not excuses or justifications, just reasons why. I was a lot of those things. But I've grown up now. I wasn't the one who cheated, but I found out that I was the girl one night. I was furious and felt extremely guilty, even though he never told me he had a girlfriend. But unfortunately my circumstances prevent me from telling the girlfriend what really happened that night. I found out he had a girlfriend on Valentine's Day. I hope karma beats his ass. If you haven't cheated or been cheated on, please, kindly, with all due respect, shut the fuck up. Way too many know. Me? Never. Unthinkable. In this. I was on a long-distance relationship. At age 19, I was such a dumbass at the time. Yes, when I'm actually falling in love with someone, turns out I've become a whore with attachment issues. Never. That would hurt their feelings and mine too, with the memory of what occurred one time as a revenge shot because she cheated first, multiple times. Yes. I petted another dog while my dog was at home, sad pensive face. It didn't mean anything, but the dog was just so cute, and I'm just a girl woman with medium skin tone shrugging. Fuck it. This is an anonymous account. I'll like to add that I recognize that these thought patterns are toxic and I am in therapy trying to fix them. OP asked for reasons, so I am going to give you what my thoughts were at the time. I've cheated 3 times in my life. First time in high school. It was my first real girlfriend at the time. Let's call her S. She was a few months older than me. I had 0 sexual experiences aside from making out in a cinema one time with a previous fling. TBH, this wasn't the girl of my dreams at the time. She just happened to be the most attractive girl I could get at the time. S cheated on me early on in the relationship. I decided to forgive her and continue the relationship. Few months later, when I got the chance out of the fucking blue, I figured, it's here, she did cheat on me. I was owed this. Me and my friends call that day Judgment Day to this day when we talk about it. S and I ended for unrelated reasons. She never found out to this day. This was the most justified and reasonable time. Second time was in the summer before uni. Let's call this girl Y. I felt like I could do better. Being with her was just something I did to appease her to continue getting laid in the meantime. Basically kicking the can, the hard convo, down the road indefinitely. Man with medium dark skin tone facepalming, man with medium dark skin tone facepalming, man with medium dark skin tone facepalming, man with medium dark skin tone facepalming. When the chance with an insanely hot girl, let's call this girl H, came, I took it and it was a fun night, but nothing came from it, so I kept dating Y without telling her anything, and after maybe 4 more months I couldn't handle the guilt and broke up with her, telling her it was a me problem and me not realizing what I want. Few months later, me and H hooked up again. This time becoming friends with benefits first for a year before getting into a relationship. We dated for a year and a half afterwards. About halfway through that year and a half, me and H were having major issues because, well, running the risk of sounding crass, her being beautiful was her only saving grace. She honestly a self-absorbed, narcissistic, selfish piece of garbage. In a way, we deserved each other. But believe me when I tell you, she will not hesitate to kill you if she believes it will benefit her, and she can for absolutely sure get away with it. I cannot absolutely highlight what a trash human being she is. and a certain life event on my end made it absolutely clear the relationship had a deadline, but she wasn't aware of this at the time. From that realization forward, the priority became having sex with her as many times as possible before it ends, because again, she was gorgeous. Realization of the deadline gave me all the permission I needed from that point on, though. *****. These were my thoughts as they were. I currently cringe at this. Therapy works, kids. Also, I'll like to add, the 2.5 years I spent with H did a number on my mental health. I am wildly insecure now and a shell of the man did once when I was in my teens. Really regretted it and felt hideous afterwards. Truly never even considered it again in the 40 years since. Became the complete opposite, really. Why be with someone if you really don't want to be? It's so disrespectful, hurtful, it's scummy, shameful behavior. I was cheated on some years later and it's stomach churning. I've ruined relationships because of my own stupidity and personal problems, but never through cheating, however low I was. Yes, that human I loved at the time gave me zero emotional or mental support. It was purely physical. Someone randomly came into my life and gave me the support I craved. I did not physically cheat sex, but definitely cheated mentally and emotionally.